This podcast was brought to you by Uncle Geeb Productions. Hey guys, and welcome everyone to the Uncle Geeb Podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Geeb, and with me is scared host, Drip Media Gaming. We record this podcast live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere you can find a podcast. You can also become a member of this podcast and get extra podcast content every single month. The members podcast this week is exactly tomorrow, Drip. Tomorrow is the November podcast for the members only. It's a live stream event. You guys can come in, say hi to us, be a part of the conversation in the chat. It's just basically just an hour live stream, hanging out with the members, doing a little extra content. Drip and I have not decided on the content for that quite yet, but we will have something for you. We always will.
I will be doing the intro though, so if you become a member, you'll totally be able to hear it.
If you become a member, you'll hear Drip's practice intro, which is why I called him a scared host, because I tried and the chat here really hard to get Drip to do this intro.
You spring this on me at the very last second. I get nervous and scared. Now my feet are sweating. My hands are sweating. I mean, I am a mess right now. You had me terrified you were going to make me do it. I was about to just turn my camera off and walk upstairs, get in bed, and put the covers over my head.
I laugh now because I cried before when everybody made fun of me for messing up the intro for so long, including you. But none of you guys have any idea how difficult it is to even get it right, but to do it hard live where everybody's it's not like I'm doing it pre-recorded and I can edit it or redo it and no one knows. I do this shit live with everybody.
Oh my
God.
It says host Uncle Jim.
Uncle Jim. No, so I had, on Discord, guys, I had typed out with my voice the intro for Drip to get him to try to do it, and called me Uncle Jim. Old Uncle Jim's here. Anyway, guys, welcome to the podcast. Again, I'm your host, who's not scared, and this is Drip, and he's not a host really, but he's here for the long
everyone
ride.
To the Triple G podcast.
We're gonna be talking about the Game Awards.
Uncle Jim. With me is host to Media Gaming.
To Media Gaming. Yes.
Now, see, if I would have read that, then it would have been terrible. I'm like Ron Burgundy. I just read what you put on the cue cards, man.
All right, Ron, chill. But no, for real, guys.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
We're going to be talking about the Game Awards tonight. It is next week. We're already at that point where the next week is the Game Awards. We'll be live streaming that on Drip's channel, so make sure next Thursday or whenever the Game Awards start. Drip, when are we doing that live stream? Do we know?
I think they start at like 7, I want to say. Maybe 8. We'll start like a half hour, maybe an hour before. I don't know. It's going to be a long one.
Yeah, probably. Let's do a half hour before, because that's going to be a long stream if we're doing an hour before, because they go for a long time.
Do an hour before, do predictions.
Maybe, I don't know.
Do games.
We could. But guys, we are going to be on Drip's channel again, so make sure to tune in on his channel next Thursday. And then next Friday, we'll be back to regularly scheduled programming here on this YouTube channel. And the audio waves will get that, obviously the next few hours after we do the live stream. I have to get a couple hours to upload the video, edit, upload, all that good stuff. So anyway, Drip, again, how are you doing besides scared?
I'm good. Honestly, super excited for this weekend. Nobody else cares. But the big Fortnite event is this weekend at 2 Saturday.
What's happening? Explain to me what's happening with that.
It's a lot. I'm not sure exactly. The Big Bang, man. I'm not sure exactly what's happening. It's a live event. It's going to be crazy. I think Eminem's involved. He's in the game.
Well, that sounds kind of fun. It's going to be like the Pokemon thing where they had Post Malone be talking to...
No, yeah, not really weird. Like that. It's not like that, no. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen. The last one of these was not very cool. But I heard the ones before that were very cool, and this one's supposed to be extremely cool. But they're adding in so much stuff to the game, and I think they're going to kind of give everybody a little taste of all that. They're supposed to be like its own racing and stuff, like Rocket League, but a racing version, but it's in Fortnite.
Okay.
There's a bunch of other stuff, a bunch of new modes and stuff, but I guess they're going to be teasing all that stuff and showing a little bit of this. And I don't know. I don't know what to expect, but my kids are going to be here. They're pumped for it, and I'm pumped about it because they're pumped about it.
Well,
actually, that's not the only reason, but I'm excited.
That's great that you get to share that with your kids, even though it's Fortnite and meh.
Hey man, it's good stuff. It's fun. Kids are into it.
Speaking of good stuff, Drip, we have we're gonna talk about a little bit of, before we get to the Game Awards stuff. We're gonna talk about Mario for a little bit.
Yeah,
and I think it's well deserved. Mario has had a really good year. Now,
yes,
is it better than like the Mario Odyssey year? I don't really know. Probably not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Yeah.
In terms of gaming, probably not. In terms of the franchise of Mario, yes.
As a whole, yeah.
As a whole.
I mean, one game, if you look at, Odyssey versus Wonder.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both good games, but let's be real here. I mean, Mario Wonder's very cool, but it's not Mario Odyssey.
This is not worth taking the conversation, but I don't disagree. I just say that for me, I could care less. In comparison, I like Mario Wonder way more than I like Odyssey. Yeah, I've discovered about myself that I'm not a 3D Mario guy. I'm just not.
That's fair.
I prefer the 2D Mario games. If I'm going to play a Mario game, it's going to be one of those. Unless they can change the formula to a crazy degree that would make me more interested, which I don't think they should do, because I don't think they should just cater to what I want. I think it's fine.
No,
I mean 3D Mario is fine the way it is, as long as they're making incremental progressions throughout each game. But yeah, 2D Mario is where it's at for me. I have the most fun with 2D Mario games.
Wonder is great, and I have said several times on this podcast.
It's truly a 2D masterpiece.
Well, now that I'm further in, I can agree.
Yeah,
because you know what happened to me. Spider-Man took over everything.
Yeah,
but I have been playing a lot of Mario Wonder. I only have one more Cloud Piranha plant to get out of the way before I can go into Bowser as a castle. So I've got a gigantic chunk of the game done now. It's awesome.
Yeah,
I streamed some of it today, and not yesterday. What was it, the day before that? I mean, I'm literally like laughing. I'm having such a good time, like gut laughing at some of the stuff because it's hilariously good. It's just like it's fun. It makes you laugh. It's so much fun. It makes you laugh. That's great. That's a good thing.
And we talked about this before, but just all the little details of Mario Wonder. My favorite being the HD Rumble makes music with the controller when you're going over those colored music blocks. Just my favorite.
Wow.
My favorite mini detail.
I have not got to experience that yet.
It's not that you haven't got to experience it. Did you know? Because I guess you didn't know that was a thing.
No, I had no idea.
You did. Because we talked about it on the podcast, and you just forgot.
Yeah. I didn't know that's where it was at, though.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I've been playing with all these other controllers, testing controllers, and doing all this other stuff. The other one had HD Rumble, though, but I don't think it.
What you got to do is you got to either take your headphones out or mute your music and put the controller.
I probably didn't hear it.
It's either sit in a quiet room or put the controller close to your ear, and then you got to run. You don't like to run the game. You have to like press the run button across.
I run all the time. I literally hold the button down the entire time. Probably times I shouldn't. I have a bad habit of just sticking my finger on that button and not letting go when I play Mario games, and then I just
I do the same exact thing. It's
I can't help it.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So if you're using a Pro Controller or Joy-Cons, I actually haven't tested Joy-Cons. I really need to test that. But with the Pro Controller especially, it's all the levels that have those all those blocks like in a row that you can actually run across. It can't just be one. But it makes the music, and I love. That's just my favorite detail of the game. But we're not here to talk about that exactly. What we're here to talk about is just kind of celebrate Mario a little bit, and starting with the Mario movie, dude. I guess as of this Wikipedia article tells me, it has a worldwide total of $1.36 billion grossing. That is insane. I mean, come on, man. And also, it's a really good movie. It's come around on me. I've watched it more than once now. I finally watched it.
It's really good
for the third time. The second time I watched it, I kind of fell asleep. But the third time I watched it, I did watch it for legitimately. And it's a really decent movie. It's a really decent. I'm not going to sit here and say it's great.
I really love it.
There's plenty of better cinema out there. But as far as like a fun movie to watch with the family, you can't really beat it. I got it. I've recently picked it up on Blu-ray, 4K, UHD, blah blah blah. And
it's good
because it was $10. Because Best Buy, we talked about this in the podcast too. Best Buy is getting rid of the physical sales. So across the board, even Amazon's participating in those price cuts. So I got.
Did you hear about the other thing? With Blu-rays and stuff?
Mm-mm.
The other big ball that dropped?
No.
Disney's not going to be releasing their movies or anything on Blu-ray or anything like that anymore. They're done.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I heard that the other day too. I'm like, holy crap,
that's an era, man. That's an era.
know.
Everybody with
We're talking like
with their VHS tapes of Disney is like
the old
right
school
now.
clamshells,
Not
the
a
big
thing.
clamshells,
Yeah,
dude.
Not a thing, man. That's crazy.
Oh man, pulling stuff from the Disney vault.
Mm-hmm.
Those Black Diamond editions. Get some.
Oh, man.
Get some.
Well, guys, again, the movie was I can't speak. Arousing. Is it arousing? What's the word? Arousing?
No.
What's the word? Something.
That's not the word.
Something success. When you, it's.
I don't know, but
what's the word? It's arousing.
Not that word.
That's
it's
the
not
one.
that.
Yeah. It's an arousing success.
I don't. I don't think that's it.
Anyway, it was a big success with the family as well as for me. It was good.
It was great.
It's a nice movie. They took those details from the movie, put it into Mario Wonder, which again was incredible. But we also want to talk about Mario Wonder and the sales of that. Now it's only
before we jump all the way there. There's another thing I can't remember. I know this has already happened in Japan years, but didn't the Super Mario Land or the Super Mario World or whatever it's called open at Universal? Was that this year?
About that. I believe it was this year.
That was early this year
somebody
too,
in the
right?
Somebody in the chat can correct us if we're wrong there, but I
think it was
you're
this year.
correct
I'm
about
pretty
that.
sure our buddy Switch Corner went when it opened there this year.
Yeah, I think
it was February.
Yeah, it was early this year, right before the movie came out. Yeah, you're right. Completely.
So that's another thing. Yeah, Mario's had a hell of a year, man.
Completely escaped my mind there that happened because I didn't go.
I meant to tell you that in the pre-show and totally forgot.
Yeah,
but yeah,
well, that just adds to the list of that Mario has had. What a year that Mario has had. I mean, that amusement park is incredible. I mean, I've heard some mixed things about it as far as there are some good and some bad, but for the most part,
it looks small.
Yeah,
like I wish it was more. And I know they're going to do expansions.
They're going
to
expand.
To it.
They're going to expand. I think.
Well, I'm pretty sure the Japan one's already been 3 times this year. I'm pretty sure the Japan one already announced or it's been leaked. The plans have been leaked, but they're putting in a Donkey Kong area. Maybe they announced it. I don't keep up on.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't keep up on that stuff anymore. I used to be so into. I used to watch like Disney World YouTube, dude. It's like my thing. But yeah, there's that too. There's the park. Then there was the movie, which I think the movie we were all kind of scared. Like, is this going to be good? Is it not? That was good. Then they announced Wonder, which
they announced
in the beginning. I'm like,
if
2D Mario.
Yeah, sorry.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do with the 2D Mario that you haven't done already?
If you remember, Drip, I had made a really big statement when we had Zach on our podcast.
Yeah, I remember. I remember what the statement is.
I feel like an idiot now. Of course, Zach is probably like, "Yeah, I told you so, Geeb." But but I had said that I had a hot take that I felt
it was way too hot. Boiling.
I was boiling. I had felt that
call the fire department.
Yeah, I had felt that the the Super Mario RPG was going to outsell Wonder, and I don't know the numbers of I should look that up real fast here. What?
It's not.
Are the sales? Hold on, let me do this live on the podcast. Sales.
Well, I can tell you right now, it's not. And I even looked at you at that point, like, "Whoa, buddy." Hold on. Somebody get a fire extinguisher. This man's hot take is going to set him on fire. 3rd-degree burns. It's going to be ugly.
I can't find it at the moment. I'll try to get that information for next week. Maybe if Zach pops on for that little that we're doing next week, that we can revisit that moment of idiocracy by me.
I'd love to.
But I'm pretty sure that it hasn't outsold Mario Wonder as of yet. I did have an extra month to do so.
Yeah, it hasn't.
No,
it's not. It won't.
But I had thought that it might. It's not crazy to think that because again, it's a 2D Mario. And this is a remake of a very popular game that's everyone's been wanting on Switch. It wasn't crazy, right? It was just a really hot take. But anyway, why did we bring that up exactly? What were we talking about before that?
Because I was skeptical of Mario Wonder in the beginning.
Yes, right.
Obviously,
I think a lot of us were.
Playing it, yeah. I mean, after playing it, obviously, wow. Like, yeah. Because my thing was, what are they going to do with a 2D Mario that hasn't been done? Like, it's a 2D platformer. Like, it's Mario. But it's all kinds of new stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, just the Wonder Flowers, just that alone not to mention all the other cool enemies and the power ups and all the stuff. Like just the fact when the level, like I get so excited every time. It's still, I'm almost done with the game. Every time it changes, like, oh, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? I've been turned into like in some of the levels of it now. You turn into a red blob and just go along the edge of the ceiling and like have to go through all these little holes and it's so cool. It's so cool.
Yeah,
it's great.
The big question was like, what are they going to do to change up the franchise in terms of 2D Mario? What are they going to do to mix it up, to make it interesting? We all kind of suspected that the Wonder Flowers would play a big role in that, but nobody could really pinpoint, obviously, exactly how they were going to do it. And now that we have Wonder and we played it for a little while, a lot of us have beaten the game at this point. It's what I don't hesitate to say masterpiece. It's really up there. I know there's probably a lot of better games out there. It's not best game of all time material, but there's a reason why it's nominated for best game of the year.
Yeah, and that
for the Game Awards.
That surprised me when it happened. But now that I've put Spider-Man down and really got on this game and given it a real chance and really played it, I can understand why now. I can definitely understand why. It's very, very good. Yep. It's very good. And another thing I kind of want to talk about with this subject, I just kind of was just thinking about here. Mm-hmm. What is this? I mean, just the success this year alone. We're talking about the movie. We're talking about the theme park, which has been going on. The movie was a success. A 2D Mario is nominated for Game of the Year. I mean, what does this mean for the future? Like a Mario 2, the movie. Are they going to do another Mario Wonder?
The Luigi's Mansion spin-off.
Of the
Peach
movies.
is going to need a spin-off herself.
And I mean, just not only just for Mario, but for Nintendo as a whole. Like, Mario's their guy, obviously. Mario's the face of the franchise. Yeah. They're the face of the company, if you will.
Yeah.
But, we've got a Zelda movie announced now. Because of the success of
I was like going to stop you for a second. I'm like, oh wait, no, that's real.
No, that's real. That's happening. And that's because of the success of the Mario movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, my point with all that is where they are going to go from here. Nintendo's already big, but let's be real. They're not like they're not as big as what Pokemon is by itself. They're not as big as some of the other stuff on this list. Whatever. Star Wars.
Yeah.
Disney Princess. What else is on this list? Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Hello Kitty. They're not that.
No.
I mean, Nintendo as a whole isn't anywhere close to that. But the fact that they're doing all this stuff and positioning themselves, like not only with just Mario, but with everything, like this is clearly where they're headed. Like this is what they want to do. They want to be a giant media. They want to be on this list. Mario's on this list.
Yeah.
But them as a whole, they're not.
I would like to say that we can really kind of blame the success on the Nintendo Switch specifically. I mean,
I think that has a lot to do. I think the success of the Switch has definitely helped all this. Yeah.
It's the Nintendo community who's buying these games. Obviously, number one, it's the money of the people buying these games and supporting this franchise and brand that we love. But it's also, and more finally, it's the Switch's success of people's interest and how interested we are in the product, and we're buying multiple consoles. We're rebuying games we had purchased on the Wii U during the Wii U era. We're buying games on the Switch twice, even they came out digitally and physically. Some of us, we're buying all the accessories, the Joy-Cons. Like it's the Switch's cash cow that I believe is allowing Nintendo to really kind of fund this kind of extra stuff that is kind of high risk, high reward for them.
I mean, they've got investors and stuff too, but I mean, having success and not having to worry about that and being relevant instead of being like, oh yeah, the Wii U.
Yeah,
like,
but why do they have why is there investors? Because there's a really good product. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's exactly all the money profits from the Switch. I'm saying more so it's the success of the Switch, why they have so many investors who are putting in all that money because of the product like the Switch and the games. And don't forget the games they're putting out. They probably put two of the best games of all time out during the Switch era. Breath of the Wild 2. I almost said.
Breath of the Wild 2.
Tears of the Kingdom. Those two games and Mario Odyssey. 3 of the best games of all time.
Yeah, ever. And I think this is kind of the opposite of that, and I don't think the Switch needs help with anything like that, or, I mean, Mario maybe, but I'm sure a lot of people went and saw the Mario movie who haven't even been playing their Switch or don't even have a Switch. Just, I played Mario as a kid.
Right.
I want to see the movie, and then saw the movie and they're like, man, that was awesome. I'm going to go to Switch. I want to play Mario Odyssey. I want to play this new Mario Wonder game that's coming. I'm sure that happened too. I'm sure it happened a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm sure people who go to Universal Studios, same exact thing. Haven't played a Nintendo system in a while, but walk into Nintendo Land or Mario Land, whatever the hell it's called. Walk in there and just get hit with nostalgia and go home and they're like, I'm buying a Switch.
Yeah, or maybe they bought one for their kid, right? Maybe a Switch Lite or something, and just not thinking about it. Like, oh, little Jimmy wanted a Switch Lite this year. We got him the Switch Lite. Back in my day, I played the NES Mario Bros, but I'm not too interested right now. I've been a father. I've been an engineer for 30 years. I'm not too interested. And they saw.
I know a ton of those people.
Their kid went to, Daddy, let's go see the movie. They went to see the movie. Got them rejuvenated. They're like, hey, I'm gonna go pick up my own Switch.
Yeah,
and there you go. I mean,
it's a little shot of nostalgia in the arm, man,
for sure.
Take you a long way. But I mean, yeah, Mario's had a great year. There's no denying that. I'm very interested to see because it's not like Mario has been successful, but not like this. Not all in one. Like, it's been a big year. I'd love to see. I'm curious to see where the momentum takes them in the future with all this.
That's right. Drip, I believe it's time for our ad break. So we're going to take a little break and we'll be right back. Drip, the sponsor of today's episode is tomtoc, and their big Black Friday sale is going on right now. Drip, I know that you got a few of the products you want to share with us right now.
I do. I have a fancy case. The slim case for the Nintendo Switch and the Switch OLED. These things are amazing. This is the newer version of it, but I've been using a version of this for years. Probably 5 years, maybe 6. A long time. Since they've been out, I've had them for my Switch, Switch Lite. I have the same types of cases made from the same material for my iPad. I have backpacks from tomtoc. They're made with high-quality materials, YKK zippers. They have these little spots to make sure your sticks are protected when it's in your bag. They're just amazing cases. I really love everything that they have. I use basically nothing but tomtoc products to protect all my stuff. There's just nothing better, Geeb. There's nothing better.
I love my tomtoc cases as well. And you guys can get your tomtoc cases that you're going to love at their website down below. That is tomtoc.com. You can spell that TOMTOC.com. Make sure to pick up your fancy case series for the Nintendo Switch over at their Amazon link down below as well. Go check that out. We're a little bit past Black Friday right now, but their sales are still ongoing. So make sure to click that link down below to get your sale on. And make sure to register your gear, guys. If something happens to your case, you go to that link down below and you get your products registered. Thank you, tomtoc, for sponsoring this episode and putting up with my nonsense. Drip, I'm going to continue to have a stroke as we talk about the Game Awards. It's happening next week, dude. Can you believe it? We're already here. We made our nominations already. We did all that good stuff. And we're going to make a little bit of a pros and cons list right now, Drip, because I don't know. I think you and I are kind of mixed on the idea of the Game Awards to begin with. But to try to fix that, I'm lost it, dude. I've lost it. I've lost it. To try to fix that, we're gonna make a little pros and cons list. So, Drip, hit that music. I think it's a good time for this music. Loosen this up.
We're doing it like that.
Oh yeah,
are we doing it like that?
Yeah, we are.
No.
It's going to distract from my nonsense that I can't speak tonight.
We do not need music for this. We're not even ready for the pros and cons list.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay. First off, I want to before we get that far into this, we need to talk about this whole awards thing anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand the awards ceremonies, this and that. But I mean, I think what a lot of people forget is like, just because this specific Game Awards, this specific one is like the biggest one, this is not the only one. Like, everybody has their own little Game Awards, end of the year game. Like, there's a ton of them. And it's great to have, but I don't know. I know why we need it. But again, I can see why a lot of people are like, this is dumb. Because it kind of is, but at the same time, it's not. So yeah, I guess a pros and cons list is probably the best way to do this. This is where this is where our heads were earlier.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't think we need music to do it, but we can start.
I'm sorry. I just thought it would be fun to put a little music.
I'll start with a pro, and I think which is the biggest pro.
All right.
Of the entire thing.
The Switch Pro.
Confirmed. Clearly.
Podcast over. No.
The people who put the effort into making these games get recognized.
Yeah.
Which is a great thing. I mean, as you said earlier, Mario Wonder is a masterpiece.
Yes.
There's a lot of people that made that happen, and it's good. It's good to give them recognition. They deserve it. Because, I mean, any other time of the year, they don't get it. Usually the only thing you hear about developers or this and that is, a game coming out buggy. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Or something bad happening. This is the one time of the year where it's all good. And they get the praise, which is something I don't think they get a lot. Or enough, at least. So that's definitely a pro.
For sure. Give us a con, Drip. What do you got on your little list there?
I think, I don't even have a list. I'm going off the top of my head. I think one of the biggest cons, we'll start with the big one, is kind of what I said earlier. The fact that it's not like it's just, this is the Game Awards. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you have, and anywhere else, and it's in all types of media. I don't know. I mean, like, there's other awards for this, that, but I mean, there are the awards. If you win an Emmy, you win an Emmy. You win an Oscar, you win an Oscar. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is a game award, but you could win Game of the Year. I don't know. I feel like we're moving in the right direction, but I just don't feel like the Game Awards is like that legit. Like, we say, it won Game of the Year. There's that, but like, let me ask you this: do you put into the same category as like, that movie was nominated for this or won that,
right.
Or a game that's like, this game was nominated for this or that.
Yeah. Are you asking me? Do I put the same stock in the Game Awards nominations as I do
exactly.
Like the movies?
Yeah, I don't think it has the same. I don't think it has the same backing. I don't think it's there.
I think it depends who you ask, because here's the thing: what legitimizes. I can't speak tonight. I'm sorry, I broke.
Legitimizes.
What legitimizes the Game Awards?
Don't worry about it, man. I got your back.
Thank you. Or any award show ceremony is the people's backing. It's not the show itself. It's not the people voting. Not the people voting. It's not the the Academy, if you will, right? Like, it's not the Academy that legitimizes those awards. It's the actual people with their words, right? Like backing it with like, I think this is legit, because what else is legitimizing? Why am I keep using that word if I can't say it? What else is making that? What else adds validity to that? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like,
yes,
it's the people themselves. I think less me talking is better at this point. So you keep going a little bit.
Okay. I think we've drove the point home with that one. I think that's a con. I think the fact that it's not as legitimate, and maybe, Jeff Keighley's out here trying to do it, man. Props to him.
For sure.
I'm not out here talking shit about that. I got another con. But
I have a pro, so go ahead and...
It's also a pro. This is a pro and a con at the same time. Okay, I will say this. Compared to other award shows, this one is one I actually do want to watch. And it's not because I want to see who's going to win, whatever game of whatever. I don't care about the awards that much. Like, it's a cool thing. But I'm there for what it is, like what the rest of it is. Because Jeff Keighley gets all these people, like, we got big announcements. A couple years ago, we got the announcement of the Xbox Series X at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Like, it's must-see TV because of just that, which I think is fun. I do find that fun, and I think that's a plus. I think that goes in the pros list. But I also think that's a con, because it kind of delegitimizes the awards show, because it's like, we know you don't care that much about the awards, so we're going to bring all this other stuff in to make you watch anyway.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, would you sit and watch the Game Awards if it was like another award show?
I don't watch those award shows. No,
I know, me neither. Because I don't want. Yeah, I don't.
I think that's a pro for me. That wasn't what I was going to say, but that's actually a pro for me. The difference of this award show versus like the other award shows for Oscars and the movies and the music ones, right? The Grammys and the Oscars. I hate those shows. I've always hated them. I think they are awful. They're overproduced. They're underdelivered. They're just simply not good. There's nothing they can. That's a dog you need to take out back, to use an old term. Take it out back and shoot it, because that I hate those award shows. I think if they modernized it with the internet, I think it would be a lot better. But like this whole TV production thing is garbage.
Well, and I think the biggest thing about those award shows, honestly, is people just wanting to see what the celebrities are wearing as they're walking in. The red carpet, I think, is a bigger deal. The pre-show, I think, is a bigger deal than the actual show. I think that's what people who are into that stuff are more into.
Yeah. So here's another pro for the Game Awards for that I have. I'm not sure if you kind of said this already or not. I'm not sure. But basically my pro is kind of what Alex had said in our chat earlier on. I think, was that before we actually began? And that was... Yaha, my phone. And that was that the Game Awards are... everything is knocking me off tonight. I had a vacuum situation a second ago. My head right now. The Game Awards they need something to it legitimizes the industry. I'm gonna keep saying that word wrong. I'm sorry.
Legitimizes.
I can't say it right tonight.
You got it, man.
Something has happened
right.
in my brain, and I can't speak tonight, and I can't say that word.
No, you're gonna do it. Let's do it right now.
No, because you wouldn't do the intro, so I'm not gonna say legitimize this correctly. This is where I stand. This is where I stand.
I'll legitimize it if I want to. Don't tell me. Don't try to legitimize me.
Yeah.
Stay away.
But yeah, no. So like the award show kind of
means no, Geeb.
Adds some validity to the industry. So it makes a street cred, if you will. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of I kind of said that sort of, but that's kind of what I'm saying. I don't feel like the Game Awards really do, because it's kind of a joke.
Well, especially after like the debacle of last year.
So yeah, some kid just got up on stage and started talking into the mic.
Yeah, like, there should have been somebody immediately. Like they should know exactly who's going on stage when.
Let's be honest.
When someone extra came up, there should be somebody there, but like that person does not belong there.
Someone extra came up on. Will Smith went up on stage. He wasn't supposed to be up there.
Oh, that's a low blow, Drip. Low blow.
I'm just saying, he went up there.
It did happen.
I wish I had that. I wish I had that audio right now. Keep my wife's name.
Keep my wife's name out your motherfucking mouth.
Oh, I wish I had that sample. Damn. Why didn't we get that? That would have been a great one.
That would have been great. We're gonna have that for Thursday.
Next year.
Well, Thursday.
We'll have it for Thursday for sure. That's good.
Oh man,
I don't know. I don't feel like it's a legitimate thing. It is fun to watch, but it's not fun to watch because of the awards. It's fun to watch because of the other things.
That's true. I mean, it's a hard argument to kind of argue with as far as where I stand on it, because I agree with you there. It's the awards are secondary. I think it is really the only award I actually care about, no offense to all the other categories, is the game of the year.
Yeah,
it's the only really award I care about, and that's the only award I think it holds the most gravity for me.
And I mean, we're kind of Nintendo homers too, so we've got a dog in the fight this year, so that's cool
too. And
they've been they get nominated for a lot of stuff, so that's going to be cool. At least maybe every time Nintendo wins an award, we could do something.
And make no mistake, I'm rooting for Sony and PlayStation too. Like if not Tears of the Kingdom, the Spider-Man. I mean, it's got
for Game of the Year,
I still think that Baldur's Gate's going to pull it out this year, but from like where I want perspective, obviously Tears of the Kingdom. But if it can't be Tears of the Kingdom, it's got to be Spider-Man. It's just I haven't played it yet, but I know it's going to be amazing when I actually get around to playing it.
And you know what else is something that's actually pretty crazy as far as industries go, music industry and even movies, TV, whatever. Gaming is way, way bigger than all of those. Do you know that?
I guess from
way bigger.
Yeah, I mean, the especially the recent years, it's really starting to pull ahead.
No, dude, it is. There's numbers that back this. It's we don't like
how long. How long has gaming been ahead?
A while, a long time.
Like because we had a really sad era of the Wii U, Xbox One, and PS3.
Yeah, but
and
I mean that doesn't matter.
Like that was a sad era. I mean the PS4.
And Sony was killing it. Xbox was killing it.
Yeah, but
Nintendo wasn't doing well.
Xbox was. Yeah, but it wasn't though. It was maybe numerically.
Okay, but it is. Think about it this way.
It was inherited success. It had success because of the 360. How good that was. The one was like a failed console at the end of the day.
Either way. Like I can tell you, it's true. It's fact.
It was completely. They completely shifted what they wanted to do mid-cycle. They wanted to be a media central.
Doesn't matter. Still, gaming's massive. It's bigger than all those things. No one's going to argue that. Nobody can argue that because it's true. It's bigger than all those things, and that's what kind of is like why can't we do something that? And I know Jeff. Like I said, I'm not talking shit because I know he's trying. He's putting on a good show. He's bringing in. He's bringing in people doing this and that.
No, to be clear, I encourage this. I encourage the Game Awards to get better and better. And if anything, if they had some competition, that'd be great. Because I feel like that's what's hurting the film and music industry is the competition of the awards. It's just popularity contests when it comes down to it for those. I mean, which is what it is for the Game Awards too. These award shows need competition, or else they're just going to try who has the most glamorous production. It can be how glamorous can we make this production rather than let's actually put some real time and effort into making sure the real winners are winning.
Well, I mean, I think they do honestly, I kind of disagree with you on that. I think they do a decent job with who they let pick. At least it's like journalists and people in the industry.
Well, look at music. Look at music, for example. That's music is only pop. Like no, the music industry is just become a pop industry. It's not music anymore. It's only what's popular. Rap is popular and pop is popular. Like all the other categories I've just been pushed down to the mud, and all they care about is pop or rap, and that's all it's winning. And I like, to be clear, everyone who thinks I'm being like burr, 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 I like that music as well. I like some pop music, thanks to my fiance getting me into it. I like some rap music as well because I'm a big fan.
Dude, but Taylor Swift, let's go.
Stop it. But I'm also a musician, and I also have a real respect for music, and they just shove every other category with the heel in the ground. And it's like, can we give a shit about something else? And I'm not saying the Game Awards is there. The Game Awards is not there. They do a good job. What I'm saying is, without the competition, it's going that direction. It's going to be a glamour competition. I see
in the chat someone saying, Switchcorn says, Metallica won last year. First off, that doesn't count because Metallica is basically pop. Sorry. I mean, they may play metal, but they're
also ancient.
They're pop.
And you can't tell me
icon.
You can't tell me
totally different than a new metal band coming out of nowhere and winning. That doesn't happen.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen.
They're also ancient, and you can't tell me that there aren't other groups that aren't well known that don't deserve to be on that stage, and they don't get that credit because they're still promoting the bones and dust of Metallica. How about promote something else, like for Christ's sake?
Yeah, well, and I mean, I don't know. Either way, that is what it is. You know,
angry Nickelback.
Metallica is angry Nickelback. I'm not. I got to be honest. Go off on a little bit of something here. I'm not a Metallica fan. You know, I'm all about metal, but dude, I'm sorry. There was a better band, a heavier band, a cooler band, and that was Pantera. Fucking Terra. Okay, that's the band.
You're a metal hippie. A metal.
Dude, Cowboys from hell. All right, Cowboys from hell. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that, you know, I think those award shows have gone off the rails, and the Game Awards I think is the best one. Now, I also think gaming is my most favorite media, so that's probably also why that I like that award show more. I acknowledge that, but I do think they put on the best show for a 29-year-old millennial to opinion.
I guess so.
You know?
I mean, that's the thing. I sit here and I'm like, well, nobody really cares about the games. So, like I said, it's a pro and a con. Nobody cares about the awards really, but everything else they have there. And I don't know, some people, like, I know I've heard RGT. I haven't watched any of his videos on any of it this year, but I've heard him say in the past years that he hates that they bring on like celebrities.
Al Pacino mentioned earlier in the chat.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But that was last year. Yeah. And then they've had like they've had all kinds of people on there. I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think that's bad at all. No. Bringing celebrities. Celebrities want to be involved in video games because guess what? A lot of them play or played video games.
Yeah. It's still
some of them are in video games.
A problem is the stigma, right? That's still the issue. That's still a issue surrounding gaming. It's like you're a child if you play video games. Like there's lots of people, young people even, that think that, and it's only because like that's not their favorite medium. But
my ex-wife
watching movies, watching Disney movies, that's not, that's more legitimate than playing a video game. Come on now, you're watching Disney princess movies as a 47-year-old Karen yelling at people at Walmart. Come on now,
it's the same as anything, really. I mean, it's a double standard when it comes to stuff like that. It is because it's fine to sit around and watch the Kardashians and binge watch that show.
Atrocity.
That's
you
fine.
Could say it.
that is fine. But then sitting and playing video games for that same amount of time, there's something wrong with that. But watching garbage TV like that is fine. I don't know. It's a double standard. Like I said, had someone in my life for a while who had that same exact double standard.
I don't know who that is.
It's very strange to me that people still get hung up on that stuff, but it is true. It's very true. I even people my age, your age, are like, oh yeah, video games are dumb. Like that's just kid shit. I mean, it's not. It's a legitimate industry, and it's actually bigger than the movie industry. It's bigger than the music industry. It's bigger than all of them.
There is plenty of scientific studies out there showing that at the very least, video games can be helpful to a child's development, and also as an adult, helping an adult stay, not develop because you're already developed, but just kind of help you. I don't know. I don't have a study for
relax, unwind.
Multiple things. It's stimulation, but like positive stimulation, physical stimulation. Whereas there's plenty of studies showing that TV and movies are the opposite for good for your health. It's terrible for your health to just sit there and veg out and watch a piece of content. As much as I like to do that for a good movie,
I do like to do that too.
That's way worse for your health. So if anything, the gaming has that at the very least,
Yeah, and just one more little thing on that subject. I made that video. We were talking about it today. The one about games on the Switch for younger kids. Mm-hmm. I had a lady comment on there yesterday, maybe 2 days ago, and said, because I mentioned some games, I think it was Animal Crossing or something like that. I was like, this is a good one, but there's a lot of reading. So, you got to kind of help them through this. And that lady told me that one of the games on that list, I think she said it was Animal, I can't remember what she said, but made her young daughter actually learn to read faster because she wanted to play the game so bad. She would just work through it, learn to read, and then would try harder when she was actually learn to read really fast because of Animal Crossing, because she wanted to play it so bad.
Yeah, it's clear to me that the gaming is a positive thing, especially for kids. Like let me tell you something. I was just having this conversation with Abby because we're not thinking about kids right now, but it's we're getting married soon and we're gonna have kids probably soon after that, and we're just trying to think about the future a little bit. I'm like, man, kids TV, fuck that shit. Like listen, there are a few gems. Don't get me wrong, Bluey,
dude.
Bluey's awesome.
I was gonna say, don't talk shit on Bluey.
Bluey's awesome, but there's plenty of shows that aren't. And most of them, in fact, I would say that aren't very good TV. I mean, we just watch. What show did I put on? I can't remember what show I put on. We were fumbling around Disney Plus, and one of the show I put on one of the Disney Plus shows, kids shows, and it was one of the old ones from back when I was a kid. I'm like, man, this theme song slaps. Like,
then you watch the show and you're like, good.
Well, yeah, the show's not great, right? But I mean, like, at the very least, like, we're talking about that. Like, the theme song, the content was fine, but the theme song slapped. I'm like, they do not make shows like this anymore, especially theme songs. They don't do it.
Peppa Pig?
They don't do it, man.
Peppa Pig's rough, man. It's rough to watch.
They don't, and that's one of the most popular ones. And my point exactly is that I'd rather be watching, or I'd rather, having a kid, I'd rather them just binge good video games than watch any of that garbage. And not to mention, no offense to other YouTubers out there. I know y'all trying to make your bag out there. But listen, those kid YouTubers, there's a lot. I've seen a few of them. My nephew, Abby. Some of them are good. Cuckoo Kangaroo, props. They make good stuff. However, it's still kind of that vegetative content, I'm going to call it. Where it's like, you just kind of get the kids to sit down and shut up and watch, or at least they get the kids to dance. That's always nice. So it's more stimulating. But a lot of that stuff is just like, I'm going to put lots of flashing colors and lights and say random words and make your kid.
Yeah.
And it's like, that shit is garbage and bad for your kids. It's literally bad for your kids. I have nothing backing that up. It's the old man Geeb talking. That's bad for your kids, man. Don't show that stuff to your kids.
Oh, no.
You're turning them into freaking vegetables for the algorithm. Like that, they're making us. Okay, I'm done with that. My point, going back to Game Awards.
we got off on the. I mean, but it does make. No. I mean, I don't know. I just, all of that being said, I would like to see the Game Awards become more legitimate. I would like to see this be a way bigger thing than it is now, because it's not. It is big, and it gets bigger every single year. Like, the amount of people watching is bigger every year, but it's not, it's not on, which I guess it doesn't have to be, and that's kind of old thinking anyway, but like, it's not on ABC. It's not like some big thing, but why not? Why not?
It's gaming you're talking about?
Just the Game Awards.
Oh, the Game Awards.
All these other award shows are. Why couldn't this?
Because, spoiler alert, TV is irrelevant now, and internet is where it's at.
I just said that. I said this is kind of not thinking backwards anyway. But I'm just saying, like, gaming is bigger than these other, like, it's bigger than movies. It's bigger than, it should have a platform for their award show. If we're going to have one like this, it should be bigger.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not.
Jeff's doing a good job, and I hope he continues to push it forward. But I don't know. I think the Game Awards in their current state are a necessary evil at this point. Yeah. I don't know if I want to go strong on evil.
Yeah, it's not. I was gonna say don't go evil, because again,
I don't like the way it's set up. I like the fact that we have them. I just don't like what.
As off track and as disastrous as this conversation was at times, I will say I'm glad we had it, because I feel I respect the Game Awards more than I did before we had the conversation. I think it's a good thing overall. I think before this conversation, I was like, I could take it or leave it. And now where I stand is I want to take it. I think it's a good thing that we have it. I'm glad we do. I hope it improves. I am skeptical that will happen, though. I don't believe
it's been improving over the years. I mean, think about this. Go back and watch the Game Awards, 5 years ago compared to whatever it'll be this year. Last year was great.
Yeah. When I say improve, don't mistake. So when I say improve, I'm saying not conform and make it just like any other game show, like the Oscars or the Grammys. I'm saying
no, do something different,
make
something
it
bigger,
different,
cooler.
Bigger, cooler. Yeah. And like internet style, not TV, award show style. That stuff's archaic and needs to die. A new flavor take on the game, on award shows for the internet. Commercials are integrated. You know what I mean? Instead of taking commercial breaks, like that.
They do the commercial breaks, but we get commercials for Nintendo,
games. Right. We get commercials we actually care about.
At least stuff that is relevant. Yeah, well, it's relevant because they know who the hell they're targeting to.
Like the second Jeff Keighley says, "And we're going to take a break and talk to our sponsors. Be right back," and it's McDonald's. I'm out. I'm out.
It's also,
I know they need to make their money, but at the same time, that's the kind of stuff that needs to not happen.
See, I don't care about that. Whatever sponsors they have are the sponsors they have. I mean, that's like saying, oh man, NASCAR has a car that has McDonald's on it, and there's no McDonald's at a NASCAR race. I'm done. I'm out of here. This doesn't have anything to do with cars or wheels.
I forgot I was talking to a NASCAR fan, and you've had those plastered branding things all over your cars for years now. I hate the fact that sports, my favorite thing, they're getting on the jerseys, on the courts. The courts was fine. The courts and backdrops in sports was fine, But now that it's getting on the jerseys, I hate it. I hate it.
Does the Game Awards have a sponsor?
I don't know.
Is it the Game Awards presented by?
That's a good point. Last year, I don't think it had anything. If I'm remembering correctly,
I want to look on their website.
This year, I'd be curious if they would have, because that's fine. I mean, presented by Bubba G's, whatever. Like,
who's
Bubba G's? You don't know about Bubba G's?
No, tell me. Do the sponsor read.
You know, we're talking about a merch and like ideas for our merch. Like that dumb. Bubba G.
Yeah. Bubba G's. Sponsored by Bubba G's.
The Game Awards.
They don't have any title sponsor. Honestly, now that would be a next step to do. Get somebody to really jump on and throw a bunch of money behind this so they could really take it to the next level.
Yeah. I
know they have all their sponsors and stuff that they do, but like have a headlining sponsor.
Yes.
Which I'm sure Jeff Keighley's trying
money
to do
wise,
that,
that'd be good. I'm sure he is.
And money wise, I'm sure that who the hell who's gonna do it is the question. That's
the Game Awards sponsored by Pantera.
Yeah. The Game Awards sponsored by Progressive.
Brought to you by Citizens Bank.
You gotta have Flo is Progressive, right?
Yeah.
She could be there. What's the other one? The guy, the nerdy kid.
Jake from State. Well, there's Jake from State Farm.
No, it's not presented by State Farm. This is presented by Progressive.
I don't know what Progressive's other kid.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. He does the commercials with Flo. It's fine.
Anywho, guys, this was a weird podcast, but I do feel like besides my mini stroke that I had, and
it's fine,
I don't know what happened. I have completely lost the capability of using my tongue and my mouth correctly. Something was going on. I've gone through 2 bottles of water, and I'm like dying, and I don't know what's happening. But I'll make it. I'll be fine. And in fact,
I think
stick around, guys, in the stream because we'll be doing the after show, and we'll be talking a little bit about. I have a list pulled up here. We're going to talk about the best-selling Mario games. We're going to look at that. We're also going to look at the Wikipedia thing here, the highest-grossing franchises according to Wikipedia. There's a long list, a lot of interesting things. Maybe we'll play a little mini game about that. I don't know. We can take our guesses and stuff. But yeah, that's in the after show. But for those of you listening on the audio side of things and on the video side of things, we're going to catch you guys next week. Don't forget, next Thursday, if you're at this point, comment down potatoes. Again, I want more potatoes in the chat. But I
checked. There is a potato emoji.
Good.
That is the thing.
I also want, this week in the chat, I want you guys to make sure to head over next Thursday. We'll be on Drip's YouTube channel. Drip and Geeb will be there doing our little, not a podcast, but like just a little show of the Game Awards. So that's be a lot of fun. And then next Friday is the live stream for the podcast of next week. So then just a little scheduling reminder update there. Anyway, guys, thank you for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.